Hello, my name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. Now, today I want to talk to you about, I don't even know how to start this. Here's the thing. I'm just reading about Arizona Beverages. They had a severe outage because they got hit by ransomware attack. Now, some of the ransomware attacks that come in are just incredibly severe. They lock up your systems, they encrypt things, they take things offline, and then as machines connect up to your network, they do more damage. I mean, it's just this non-stop cascading hell, frankly. But in the article, the interesting thing is that they said that, let's see, many of the back-end servers were running old and outdated Windows operating systems that are no longer supported. Most hadn't received security patches in years. Now, look, I understand. IT does not set priority, ever. We are always at the tail end of everything. We do not get to say what we think are the best ways to do stuff. We don't get our voice in there. I get it. I've been there. I've had to deal with it. It's hard and it's crazy. But we have got to fight more. We have got to fight better. Too many of us, too frequently, are rolling over and letting the business make calls like this where they haven't upgraded their, they're on unsupported operating systems. Okay, now that's one problem, but they also haven't patched. They haven't put in the security patches for years. It gets better. It gets better. They went to the backups. Oh, oops. The backup system wasn't configured properly. We don't actually have any backups, at which point they had to start spending money. That was the solution, was throw money at the problem until it went away. And no, not that they paid the ransomware. I mean, I would, I agree with that. Don't pay the ransomware. But they had to call in outside sources to try to fix things because they didn't have patching and they didn't have backups and they didn't have tested backups. And guys, this is the fundamentals. These are the fundamentals. You have to have a patched OS. You have to have backups. And you have to backups that you've tested restores on. If you haven't tested a restore on your backup, if you don't know how, why, if, when backups will work on your system, if you've never run it, then you may not have backups and you need to validate this. The fundamentals here are just so clean and so well documented and so not that hard to follow. It does require some labor. It does require some time. It does require some outlay of cash, but nothing crazy to keep up with your operating systems to ensure that you're not falling behind. And it's just crushing to me that organizations would slice that little bit of a corner off, save that 50 cents, save that dollar, and then be offline for weeks. The TechCrunch who tried to contact these guys says that the phones are still offline. So more than 2 weeks later, and they're not there. This may hurt them. This may hurt them a lot. Some businesses would go under, right? Some businesses would just go under. You need to evaluate your systems. If everything went offline, could you restore it? Do you know that you could restore it? Do you have the backups? Have you tested the backups? Are you sure they're there? Or do you think you've got it configured? Probably it's running. Probably we're okay. We haven't ever run a restore. We're not sure exactly how that works. I mean, it's just one gamble after another, after another, after another, and suddenly you're realizing that, oh, wow, we've just gambled the entire company. So IT, I'll grant you, if if you're a watcher of my channel and maybe you're watching the database fundamentals videos, how much, if you're just getting started in SQL Server, if you're just getting the data platform under the dirt in your fingernails and you're just starting to understand this stuff, how much of an influence are you going to be able to have over your entire organization to ensure that they've got good backups? Short answer to that is probably zero. I get it. But you still have some. It's actually more than zero, and you should use it. And you should use it good and hard. You should ensure that there are backups. You should ensure that those backups have been tested. You should ensure that you're, keeping up with the operating system patches and stuff. These are the fundamentals. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that we're still dealing with some of these things on a regular basis, and not from mom and pop shops that, of course, they don't have an IT staff. They don't have, 10, 15, 100 people doing these things for them. They don't have someone administering their databases. They don't have someone doing all the work. I get it. That happens. I mean, that's a very standard mechanism for smaller organizations to run. But when something like the largest beverage distributor in the entire United States, the largest one, doesn't patch their servers, I mean, it's demoralizing. It really is. And I'm not trying to pick on these guys. They're probably going through hell. They're having a hell of a time. And the IT staff inside that company right now is probably killing themselves trying to get everything back online, trying to recover everything they can, protect themselves properly. And they've got outside contractors now coming in to help them. I mean, so this is a horrible situation to be in, and my heart goes out to them. It really does. But to a degree, they brought this on themselves. If you're not doing the core protections, if you're not ensuring patching, if you're not ensuring, backups for crying out loud, backups. If you're not doing this stuff, when it comes down on you, and it may not. You may dodge it all. You may float through, no big deal. But when it comes down on you, it could end your organization. It could end your career. It's worth spending the time, spending the effort, taking the hit, taking the crunch to suggest to the boss, we should try restoring once. If we haven't, we should. Let's get that done. Heck, I'll just go take care of it right now. No big deal, right? Let me try a restore. You guys got to get on this. You have to. You have to. This is crazy. That's it. My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software.